makeup. I did the makeup so I can take it off. I know, exactly. Always have to wipe in a vertical motion like this. As you do this, you just take off all the mascara from your eyelid. Don't rub. Take a stone and use the stone to scrub the ground. We were doing some labor over there, trust me. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica. In today's video, I'll be focusing on one product. I'll be focusing on cleansing my skin, showing you the proper way of cleansing your skin and taking off your makeup with the Garnier Micellar cleansing water. But I was also chit-chatting, giving you a story about my experience in high school, in boarding school to be precise. Boarding school. So I've been using this product for years. This is not my first time using it. It's an OG. Everyone knows about Garnier Micellar cleansing water. It's the top selling micellar cleansing water in the UK. Is one of the top micellar cleansing waters. This is for all skin types. If you have dry skin, you can use it. It's for all skin types, and as you can see on the bottle, they've written even for sensitive skin. So even if you have sensitive skin, you can still use it. And if you're in Ghana, you can definitely grab this product on Jumia Ghana website. You can also use my discount code JESS5 to get a discount off. It's only 27 cedis on Jumia Ghana website. Is a good price, because on the market I think it's 50 cedis or more. So 27 cedis for 400 ml is a good bargain. Everyone uses it. I'm sure you've used it before. If you haven't, give it a try. So yeah, let's do that as a sponsored video. Yeah, it takes off makeup easily. I also use it as the first step in my makeup, which I'll be showing you. So as we'll be doing today, I'll be cleansing my skin with it first. So you can use this as the first step to cleansing your skin or to prep your skin for your makeup. I'll also tell you how to use it properly to take off your makeup. I'm just cleansing my skin thoroughly. I always make sure to cleanse my neck, at the back of my ear as well, inside my ears, because you know when you use makeup, it goes in there. So even before makeup and after makeup, I still clean my ears and at the back of my ears. This is just something that I do, and I think it's a good thing, because when we do makeup, we get all that place dirty and everything. So this product says it removes makeup, cleanses and soothes. So and then no rinsing needed for face, eyes, lips. No perfume. It's hypoallergenic as well, and it's tested. You can use it day and night, in the evening when you need to take off your makeup, and in the morning when you need to cleanse your skin, or as a first step in your skincare routine. You can do that. You can also use this to cleanse your makeup brushes, or to clean your makeup brushes. If you have a dirty brush, you could just take a cotton pad, put the product in there, take your dirty brush, and then you can just swirl to take off the product. I'm just doing that. Yeah, so now as you can see, my skin is really cleansed and looking clean. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my makeup, and then we can talk and we can talk about my experience in high school, just chit chat to you. So I'm just putting on a moisturizer on my skin. So I won't be mentioning the products I'll be using, because it's a story time, so I won't really be talking about the products. It's about the story and about the cleansing water. So yeah, this is a new foundation I'm trying out. I've never used it before. Story time. High school. I went to Asantewaa Girls Senior High School. in the Ashanti region. It's not in Kumasi, but it's in Ashanti region. I went to school on Homo's night. Yeah, Homo's night. You know, if you're not Ghanaian or schooled in Ghana, Asantewaa Girls is one of the top schools in Ghana, and it's in the Ashanti region. It's a boarding school, but it also has day students. So if you want to be a day student, you can't be a day student and come from the house and come to school, but it's mainly a boarding school. So this has settled in quite nicely. It's just a tad bit red, and I think a little bit darker, but then see, it's a little bit darker, but it's fine. When I highlight, it will look good. The thing with secondary schools, like senior high school, is that when you're in school, there's always, for the first years, there is this thing called Homo's night, where the seniors worry the juniors or make fun. That's the right term, make fun of the first year students. I'm trying to find a different word for homo, but I'm not finding. No, the only thing is make fun of. Sometimes get beaten a little. No, I don't want to paint a picture that is like people are dying in the school and stuff like that. No, please, no. But definitely you get like scolded, like you get hit at the back of your hand and all of that. I'll get to that. And it's a sort of a first year students night, and every school does this during that time, that entertainment day or night. That day was a Saturday, and that night was for all first year students. All the first years are supposed to be the only ones performing during that day, dancing, performing, all of that. No second year, third year, nothing students will be doing anything. The whole day is dedicated to first years. I went to school on that day, which isn't a good thing, because one, you are a new student. Two, you are now coming into school when everyone is already in school and on Homo's day. So definitely they will like tear you up, like, trust me. And unfortunately, my big brother was known in the school because he went to Addisadal College. He graduated, and then I came to secondary school, but people knew him there because he used to go into girls' schools and then dance in the school. When I got to school, some people who went to my like junior high school and stuff, they knew me, so they knew that I was his sister, his younger sister. So one, the girls there are just going to worry me because my brother is this person who dances, who comes to dance, and he's in Addisadal College and all of that. So that's one thing. And another thing is, my dad had a provision shop, and it was called Pick and Pay. When you go to secondary school, you take a chobox. A chobox is a wooden box where you keep your provisions, your groceries basically, but we call it provisions because it's not groceries of all kinds like fish and stuff, like, no, it's just canned foods, stuff you can just eat, biscuits, Cerelac, Milo, milk, stuff like that. When I went to school, they were like, okay, so your dad has a shop, a grocery store called Pick and Pay, so we are going to pick and not pay. They were going to make fun of me. They did make fun of me, and someone just opened my chobox and everyone just started picking everything, and they kept saying, I'm going to pick and I'm not going to pay. And I thought that was really mean, and it was my first time being in a space where there are a lot of girls, and everyone was just picking anything they liked from my chobox, and they were saying, I'm not going to pay, I'm picking, I'm not going to pay. And I just started crying. I'm such a crybaby. I just started crying because I didn't know what to do. And you are going to stay in this school for months. So if I'm going to stay in this school, my mom has left, they've all left me in a school that I know no one, and people are just picking what I'm going to eat from my box and taking it away. And what am I going to eat in this school? I literally just sat there and I was crying. And my school mother, in high school, everyone has a school mother. Usually school mothers are in their 3rd year, so house mistresses allocate 3rd years to 1st years, so they take care of them and show them what to do or how to basically live in the school. Since they are new, they don't know anything, so they just show them what to do, what they are supposed to do in terms of laying their bed, in terms of where to go get water to bath, and stuff like that. So she is someone who is sort of your protector, someone to take care of you. So then my school mother just started shouting and asking everyone to bring back everything they took. And I didn't even know this school mother, like a stranger who is trying to help me. So obviously I will be grateful and be happy that, okay, now I'm getting my food back. I'm not going to starve in this school. So they brought back the items they took. And after that, everyone just came to, a lot of people in my house, because there's a ground floor and then there's a 1st floor, like a top floor. It's a story building. All the houses are story building. We have houses 1 to 6. So let me just do the makeup. So there are 6 houses in the school. Every house has a different color. My house was house 3 and it was a pink house. Yeah, a pink house. So I remember some of the people from the 1st floor came downstairs and they came into my room and they were like, oh, you're a pretty girl, you need to be part of the Ninos. And I was like, what is the Ninos? I was like, what the hell is Ninos? And I was told that it's a pageant that takes place on Homo's night, basically a beauty pageant. Yeah, and then they choose a winner. So they were saying that I would have been part of the Ninos for my house. And then I was like, no, I'm not a pageant girl, and I'm not, I can't do pageants. So I was like, no, I'm not a pageant girl. And they said, okay, if you're not part of the Ninos, then I will be homoed. I'll be doing the Homo's night thing, which I will be homoed. So I should stretch. And at this point, I'm like, stretch? And they said, yeah, stretch your hand. Like, so you do this, literally, you do this, and you get like slapped on like that. Like that. Everyone keeps slapping the back of your hand, like, as you can see, literally. You get slapped on at the back of. By the time everyone finishes slapping you, it's not even like this, oh, like this, pop, pop, pop. So you can imagine, it was really harsh. I was surprised. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to die in this school. But it was okay. It wasn't too harsh, but it was harsh. Like, and then after that, they will take your sponge and your pail, your bathing pail, put the pail on your head and use the sponge around the pail and tie it on your neck or on your waist or somewhere. You just be messed up basically. And then they will take powder and put the powder all over your face. We took pictures. I'll see if I can find pictures and insert them. I don't think I have pictures of my own, but I'll probably just search on the internet and find pictures and put it up. That's if I find it. If I don't find it, we'll just move on. So yeah, you have this white powder all over your face, and all the people who had that look, the pill, the sponge, your chaliwote. In Ghana we call this chaliwote. Let me take it out. I'm wearing a chaliwote. This is a chaliwote. It's a slide, a bathing slippers basically, but then it's called chaliwote. So they take your chaliwote, put your sponge in it, tie it to your neck, literally walking around with a chaliwote on your neck. Yeah, that's high school for you in Ghana. So yeah, they did that to me, and they asked me to go to the entertainment grounds because people will be performing, the pageants will be taking place. So it was a lot on the first day in school, entering a new place, and all this happens to you. Is just a lot. But then during the night, I had so much fun, so much fun. And luckily for me, I went to school with a friend. I didn't know her at the time. It was she was the daughter of my dad's friend, so we went to school together, so we were sort of put together as friends anyway. So we went to school together. We were actually in the same house, so I went to the entertainment grounds with her. To just go and see what's going on. It's like we had each other because we didn't know anybody. We went to the grounds and we had fun. Like, that's where I saw Autopia, and Autopia was dancing at level 100, and she was on stage dancing. And I met my really good friend, my best friend, Antoinette. She also became an entertainment prefect. Autopia was an entertainment prefect, and then Stephanie was also dancing on stage as well. And Stephanie was also part of the. Stephanie is also a really good friend of mine. She was also part of the entertainment committee. I was part of the entertainment committee, and we even had a group called DTB. I need to do this makeup, because if I see I'm sitting here talking about everything, I will not do my makeup. So the group was a dancing group basically. So I used to dance in school. I know. And if you're wondering, I studied visual arts. I majored in elective maths and picture making. Was it 3? Were the electives 3? I think so. Yeah, and ceramics. What? I just spoke about this some time back on my Instagram page. I was asking if anyone knew a poetry place in Accra where you can go and learn how to do your own ceramic bowl and mug and stuff like that. Those were my majors or my electives. The pageant was beautiful. It was really nice. It was really coordinated. It was really fun. Yeah, so after the homos night, when I went to class the next Monday, I met Autopia. She was in my class. Stephanie was in my class, but Antoinette wasn't in my class. She was in business class, but she was in house 4, and Stephanie was also in house 4. I became friends with Stephanie. I met Annette, and Efia was the one I went to school with. We all became friends. There was a group of us. We became friends. We started living life in school. It was good. During the first term, there was this rule that houses used to do. Every Saturday there was something called inspections. Inspections is when the house prefects and the house mistress come around and they inspect your room to see if it's clean.
Order clap.
And then I think they award winners or something of the sort. Every house, literally all the 6 houses, are having inspections that morning. So your bed has to be laid well. Everything has to be put in place well. If your room is last, you get into trouble. If your house is last, you get into trouble. In order to get the house looking really good, there was something called stone scrubbing, which I had never heard of until I went to Asantewaa. Stone scrubbing, literally stone scrubbing. So you take a stone and use the stone to scrub the ground. We were doing some labor over there, trust me. You take the stone and use that to scrub on the ground. And when you use the stone to scratch the ground, there's this smell that comes out, and my nose is not good. Like, my nose, no. I have sinuses, so it's just too much for me. So as we were scrubbing with the stone, I was suffering. I just felt like, no, I'm getting sick. And I went to the prefect. I told her, no, I can't do the stone scrubbing because of my sinuses. And they were like, no, why? Who do you think you are? Usually that's just what it is. If you say there's something, if you can't do something, there's something up with you, everybody thinks like you think you are better than someone or something, but they might not know you actually have a condition which isn't good for whatever it is. I told them this is not good for me, I'm going to get sick, I can tell I'm getting sick. And they said, no, you should just scrub. I said, okay, I'm not going to be the one person that doesn't want to scrub. So I went downstairs and then I started scrubbing again, and immediately my whole body was hot. Like my temperature just like went up the roof. Like I was feeling sick, I was coughing, I was sneezing, and my school mother asked me to just come and rest, and I lay there and I got really sick that evening, and I was rushed to the hospital. And for that first term, my first term in school, I did not write exams because I was too sick. I was so sick, I was put on drips and stuff like that just for doing that stone scrubbing. It was serious. Like I hope they've stopped the whole stone scrubbing and all that nonsense that they do in school, honestly, because it's too much. Like it's too much of a job, which usually nobody does that in their own homes. So yeah, I really hope that they don't do that anymore. When I got back from home after being so sick for that term, the house prefect felt so bad. She was like, oh my god, I should have just listened to you. She felt so bad, and since then she didn't ask me to do any stone scrubbing again. So I did do other things than stone scrubbing. The next term I had to make up for it, and then I was able to graduate and move to the next level, which is SS2. There was a time where I was in SS2 or SS3, and there was this group of girls. You know, in every school there's always this group of girls that feel like they are like on top of the world, and they are always being called out for doing something bad, for skipping school, for all of that, everything you can think of. So I didn't have an issue with these girls. I was in class with some of them. I knew they didn't like me for reasons I don't know, but they just didn't like me. So and that's not my cup of tea. I'm just going to stay in my lane and figure myself out. My mom had a gift shop, so she used to sell cards and stuff like that. And one day she decided to stop selling cards. That was when the internet was taking off and nobody was buying cards anymore. So I told her that I was going to take those cards to school and then sell them to the girls and make my own money, because I know that the girls used to send cards to boys. I was business minded. So let me just quickly finish off my eye makeup and continue with this story, because if I should say I'll be talking, this video is going to be way too long. So I'm going to quickly finish off my eye makeup and come back. So I'm finally back. Where was I was trying to make money, and then these group of girls wanted some of the card. So I was like, sure, why not? Like, it's business. They took these cards and they didn't want to pay me back. I've been asking, and at this point I think we were in level 300 or 200. So I had a school daughter, and then I sent my school daughter to one of the girls to tell her that I needed the payment, because I had already spoken to her, and she said she was going to give me the money that day. So I just sent my school daughter to get it from her, since you already said you were going to give it to me anyway. And my school daughter went, and this girl was trying to be all tough and saying that, why did I send my school daughter? Couldn't I have come myself to get the money? And I was like, this is very unnecessary, because you mentioned earlier you were going to send your school daughter to bring it, and then I still hadn't heard from you. So I asked them to get it from you, which should be like, you were already going to send someone to bring it. So if I send someone to get it from you, what's the big deal? So I think they wanted to fight me. They had just made up their mind that they wanted to fight me, literally fight me. And I'm not about that life. Like, I'm not about that life. I'm not going to fight. I'm a lady. I'm not going to fight. There's no point. So I wasn't going to make them happy and give them what they needed. But then I also wasn't going to act timid and let them just ride over me. I wasn't going to do that. These girls walked up in my room. She was shouting on top of her voice, saying, why did I send my school daughter to come get the money? Couldn't I have come myself? What kind of behavior is that? Who do I think I am? Aren't I afraid of her? And so many unnecessary things that this girl was saying. And I just wasn't ready for that. I was literally sitting on my bed with my legs crossed. I just wanted to make her so mad because I felt like I wasn't going to give her what she wanted, which was me also shout, talk, blah blah blah, so she gets the chance to put her hands on me, because I knew she just wanted to fight me. So I didn't say anything. I let her rant, and she looked stupid because I was just sitting there, legs crossed, and literally I was painting my toenails. I was just painting my toenails, and she was speaking. She was screaming. She was shouting. I did not say a word, and she was still screaming. And people were like, just stop screaming, because like this girl's not minding you. Like, just stop it. And she just kept screaming, insulting me, saying, who do I think I am? She's speaking to me. I should speak. And at this point, I just had it. I was like, I'm not going to take this anymore, but I'm not going to give you the chance to disrespect and put your hands on me. So I stood up, walked into her face, and I said, this is very unnecessary. Why are you doing this? And I think she was shocked that I was able to walk up to her and speak my mind, because honestly, people think that I'm very calm and they can take advantage of my calmness or my kindness. And she was shocked, and she pushed me backwards. She pushed me backwards, and I came back to her, and I was like, what was that for? And she was talking, doing all sorts of things, and I literally just laughed in her face. Like, I laughed. I just laughed. I couldn't stop laughing. I was just laughing in her face, and she was getting so pissed. She got so pissed, and this house prefect came. There a lot of people came there and literally took her away, because they knew she was troublesome, and there's no way I would just cause trouble with her for no reason. So that was that. And after that time, I just kept my distance from them. So she literally didn't pay the money, but that was okay. I just wasn't ready to entertain her or entertain whatever it is that they wanted to do. After all of that, I never spoke to them again till we literally completed school. And yeah, we kept it pushing. But after school, we went to uni. After uni, I obviously didn't go to uni with them, so I never saw them again until some time years back. I met her again at a friend's place, and she was being nice, and I was surprised. I was like, you hated my guts in school, and all of a sudden you're trying to be nice, play nice. And I play people's games. Like, I will play your game. If you're being nice, if you're being fake, I'll play that game, because I ain't got your time. Like, I don't have time for the nonsense. So if you're saying, oh hi, how are you, I'm going to say, oh hi, I'm good, and that's it. If I leave, that's it. I'm not going to suck up to you or any of that. Like, it ends there, and that's it. So she was being all nice and stuff. I was shocked. I was like, oh, what happened? What happened that made you change your mind to now be nice to me? So I just ignored it, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to leave it in the past, and moved on, basically. And one of the girls, the group of girls, was getting married, and she sent me an, I think, was it Instagram or something, and she invited me, and I thought that was so weird. I was like, after so much years of hatred, literally my entire stay in secondary school, you guys hated my guts and tried to make it hell for me. But now you want to invite me to your wedding? That's so strange. I'm definitely not coming there. And that's where I stand by these words. When someone shows you who they are, take them for who they are. Don't even like think, oh, they might have changed. Take them for who they are. Be careful. You can forgive them and then move past it, but you still have to be careful because you don't want to get yourself into any more trouble. You just have to stay clear of them, love them from afar, admire them from afar, or anything from afar. You know, don't just get close because someone didn't like you. There's a reason. Like, they don't like you. Deep down them, they might still don't like you. So just keep your distance, okay? Let's keep that energy, okay? But then I've forgiven, but you forgive, you learn, and then you move on. But then you don't act dumb to like some things that people do. Basically, that's all I'm trying to say. Like, when people do things, don't pretend like they didn't do it. They did do it, so you know how to move with them from there, you know. This looks really nice. Like, I haven't even set my under eyes and my face looks snatched. I like how the foundation looks. I'm in that time of the month, so I have a pimple here and I have some here. I don't know what's going on this time around, but I have a big one just right here. So I don't want to do too much makeup because I'm going to take it off anyway. So yeah, so that was it for my experience in high school. It wasn't so pleasant, it wasn't so good. The part that made me enjoy secondary school was entertainment. The entertainment committee, entertainment basically. And obviously when we have like work to do in terms of ceramics and picture making and other courses, I found it very interesting and I was really into it. I loved some of the courses that I did a lot, so I was really into that. But apart from that, I'm not talking about books, I'm not talking about I'm just talking about when we are off studying grounds and we are at the house. Just being there and everything. I just didn't like being in my house because the girls were there and I just wasn't happy there. So I was always going to house 4 to Stephanie and Annette. I was always going to their house, to the point that their house mistress, who everyone feared in the house, that woman was something else. Everybody was afraid of her. So she had obviously seen me coming to her house because I had friends there, and she sometimes used to pass a comment that why do I want to move to her house and stuff like that, and I'll just laugh over it because I knew that this woman was strict. This woman, like, I never wanted to be in contact with her or come across her or just cross her path. I wanted, when I see her here, I want to pass here because we were afraid of her. Sometimes when I walk out of my room, house 3, because my house was directly opposite hers, her house was in front of the house as well, so my door was literally like opposite. So when I step out of my room and I come out of the door, like, their house is right in front of me, and sometimes she comes out and I just have eye contact with her, and then I turn around and I just enter my room again because I was that scared of her. I didn't want to have any issues with her. I just wanted to avoid her. You learn a lot. You learn to fetch water, pump the borehole, so many things, so many new things. We weeded like crazy, like literally we were weeding the whole school. And especially if you know this, usually every school, they paint visual arts students to be the bad students in school. So when there's any issue with students, it's visual arts fault. When there's anything, it's visual arts fault. There's anything, visual arts. Anything happens, visual arts students. And we were literally the talk of the whole school. Every time visual art students they've done this, they've done that. Meanwhile, we have no clue what's going on. And there was one time, whenever there's going to be visiting, which is some dates set for parents and family to come and visit you, bring food and stuff like that to the school. We had that. Before we have that, we always clean the dining. Every day we do clean the dining hall anyway.
Okay, so what are we serving today? Rice and salt.
Our class was assigned to clean the dining hall, and we cleaned, like we literally cleaned with our hearts. Honestly, with our hearts, like we wiped clean the place, like the table, swept the whole place. And the prefects came and they said we didn't do a good job and that we should stay in and clean whilst there were visitors around. And you know, students and visual art students, like some are stubborn, so people were like, nope, this dining hall prefect is trying to take advantage of us, they will not allow it and stuff like that. And God being so good, this prefect left her microphone. You know, during dining, the prefects have microphones to speak to everyone, and back then they were quite expensive, so it's part of the school's property that you need to keep safe. And I think she forgot and left the microphone in the dining hall, and one of our students found it, and they decided to punish the prefect. Yeah, punish her. So they stood on one of the tables and climbed up. At that time there were whole spaces in the roof, so they literally put chairs on the dining table, stood on it, and hid the microphone up the roof somewhere, just so when she comes back to look for it, she can't find it and she will get into trouble. So this dining hall prefect comes, she searches there, she was like, visual art students, you were at the dining hall, so you must know something about it. And can you believe that the particular girl that hid the microphone, when the prefect came, she started crying. She began to cry. She was saying, how can this prefect be so evil, that every time she's always blaming us for stuff, and that is very bad. And she was crying her eyes out, to the point that they believed it and they started apologizing to visual art students. And when they left, we could not stop laughing. We laughed our hearts out. We couldn't stop laughing. And the prefect went to tell the headmistress that she can't find the microphone, and she definitely got some knocks. Like, she got some knocks, and we saw it and we laughed. It was funny. And eventually the girl said, oh, we were sweeping and we found your microphone under some table, so here you go. And she was like, oh, thank you. But she hid it. And yeah, that was a nice experience. But aside that entertainment aspect, it was really fun. Because we were part of the entertainment committee, we get to go out and go to school, like boys' school, go and get their clothes and come and dance with them, because we used to dress up like guys and do that time Ciara's song Like a Boy had come, and we wanted to use that song to dance. So we went to, I think, Owas, and got school uniforms from the guys and literally wore that to perform. So that part of secondary school was very fun and interesting. I made new friends, obviously, and I had fun. Like, we were always doing rehearsals, so many things. I had fun. And the entertainment aspect of it was really nice. And yeah, that's the only reason why maybe I would go back to secondary school. If not, I don't want to go back to that school, literally. Like, I don't feel like, oh no, that's my alma mater. Like, I'm not that person. I'm not that person. It was good. It was a good experience. So let me just go ahead and cleanse my face, because if I don't stop, I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to show you how to take off this makeup. I did the makeup so I can take it off. I know, exactly. I know, but yeah, I did it so I can take it off for you, so you see how it works. So I'm going to take the Garnier Micellar cleansing water and clean my face, so you see how the makeup comes off. So I'm going to saturate the cotton pad. As you can see, I have on mascara, it's really dried. I have on eyeshadow, so I'm going to just place this on my eye. Just pat it there, leave it on for some seconds. As you can see, it's even getting dirty. It's peeping through. So I'm just going to wipe straight like this. Like I told you, you're supposed to wipe vertical to take off the mascara, and in just that one wipe, all the eyeshadow is off. All the eyeshadow is off. And then you're going to go this way like that, and then underneath the eyes like that, and then all over your face. I'm going to wipe one part of my face, this one part, and just one cotton pad. And there's a back, so I can put some of the product at the back and go ahead and wipe again. I told you, you're not supposed to rub, just gently wipe from vertical or horizontal outward. And then there you go, face beat wiped off. That's how it works. It's quite easy to use, very quick, it's very affordable, and you can use my discount code. The link will be in the description box, so you can just click and head to Jumia Ghana website to purchase it. Go ahead and shop and let me know what you think. Have you ever used Garnier Micellar cleansing water before? What are your thoughts? Let me know what your thoughts are on this product, because I love it, and I think if you haven't tried it, you should give it a try. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this chit chat with me. And what were some of your experience in high school? What did you experience in high school? What was your school like? Did you love it? Did you love every second, every bit of it? Or you had some challenges in the school? Let me know. I made friends for life, and for that I'm grateful. Yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Adios. Bye.